There's a moment, and you felt it, when life hits you so hard it almost feels personal. The betrayal, the rejection, the failure that leaves you questioning everything you thought you knew about yourself. You stare at the ceiling at 2 a.m., wondering if any of it means anything, if maybe you're just not built for this. But here's the truth you rarely hear. The obstacle that breaks you is often the same one that's trying to shape you. Life isn't attacking you, it's training you. That's what the Stoics understood centuries ago. They believed every setback hides a lesson, every pain hides a doorway, if you're willing to see it. Part 1. The Trap of Modern Fragility. We live in a time where discomfort is treated like an illness. We escape boredom with screens, anxiety with noise, failure with blame. But what if these so-called negative emotions are exactly what we need to grow? Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who ruled during plagues, wars, and betrayal, wrote in his journal, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." It sounds poetic until you realize what it actually means. It means stop waiting for life to be easy. Stop expecting the world to adjust for you. Your growth begins the moment you stop running from resistance. We're fragile not because life is hard, but because we've forgotten how to face it. Part 2. The Inner Battlefield. Think about your greatest obstacle right now. It could be a person, a loss, a dream that keeps slipping away. Now ask yourself, what part of that obstacle actually hurts you? Is it the event itself, or your interpretation of it? Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, taught that men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. He meant that suffering often begins in the stories we tell ourselves about what happened. You didn't fail, you were redirected. You weren't rejected, you were shown where your worth shouldn't depend. You weren't hurt by them, you were revealed to yourself. The battlefield isn't out there, it's in here, in your mind. And every time you let bitterness, anger, or resentment dictate your reaction, you lose that battle. But when you pause, breathe, and choose perspective over panic, you reclaim your power. That's Stoicism, not suppressing emotion, but mastering response. Part 3. The Story of Bonhoeffer, Strength in Suffering. Let me tell you a story. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a German theologian imprisoned by the Nazis, once said, "Suffering is the badge of true discipleship." He was locked in a cell, stripped of freedom, facing execution, yet his letters were filled with peace, clarity, even joy. Why? Because he'd already conquered the one thing his captors couldn't touch, his mind. Bonhoeffer saw suffering not as punishment, but as purification. Pain removed illusion, leaving only what was essential: conviction, courage, purpose. And that's the paradox. The more you try to avoid pain, the weaker you become. But when you walk through it, you discover a strength you didn't know existed. Part 4. Nietzsche and the Furnace of Becoming. Nietzsche once wrote, "One must still have chaos in oneself to give birth to a dancing star." He believed greatness was impossible without struggle. You see, we all want transformation, but not the fire that forges it. We say we want wisdom, but flee the experiences that create it. The Stoics, like Nietzsche, understood that you can't build inner peace without first dismantling your illusions. You can't find meaning until life strips you of everything shallow. Your heartbreaks, your failures, your moments of despair, they are the furnace. And every time you rise again, you emerge sharper, quieter, more resilient. That's not weakness. That's alchemy. Part 5. The psychological shift from victim to student. Here's where most people get stuck. They think life is happening to them. But what if it's happening for them? Psychologists call this cognitive reframing. It's the process of viewing a challenge through a different lens. Instead of saying, "Why me?" you ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" The Stoics practiced this daily. They visualized misfortune, death, poverty, loss, not to become pessimists, but to prepare their minds. They trained to meet chaos with calm. Imagine that, preparing your soul like a warrior sharpens a blade, not to fight others, but to fight yourself. Part 6. The power of stillness. In a world addicted to reaction, silence becomes a superpower. Marcus Aurelius began each morning asking, "What will I face today?" He knew he couldn't control the world, only his response to it. When someone insults you, they reveal their character, not yours. When a plan fails, it tests your adaptability, not your worth. When pain arrives, it invites you to slow down, to listen, to learn. Stillness doesn't mean passivity. It means anchoring yourself so deeply in truth that no storm can move you. Part 7. The Machiavellian edge. Even Machiavelli, often painted as cold and ruthless, believed that obstacles reveal intelligence. He wrote that fortune favors those who adapt, who remain flexible to the winds of change. So what if you stopped wishing life was fair and learned instead to be formidable? The Stoic doesn't complain that life is hard. He studies hardship until it becomes his teacher. Your obstacle is not your enemy. It's your initiation. Part 8. The hidden gift of failure. We think success is proof of progress, but sometimes success delays growth. Failure, on the other hand, exposes everything: your fears, your ego, your assumptions. It's the most honest mirror you'll ever face. Seneca said, "Fire tests gold, adversity tests the brave." Maybe your pain isn't proof of weakness, but evidence that life is testing what you claim to believe. Can you remain kind when misunderstood? Calm when humiliated? Hopeful when everything collapses? If you can, you've already won something far greater than success. You've won yourself. Part 9. The uncomfortable truth. Here's the truth most self-help can't tell you. You will suffer. You will lose people. You will fail. But what you become through those moments, that's entirely up to you. Life will not hand you peace. It will hand you chances to practice it. It won't give you strength. It will give you trials to earn it. It won't give you purpose. It will strip away distractions until all that's left is what matters. Every obstacle, every heartbreak, every fall is a lesson disguised as pain. You can curse it, or you can study it. Conclusion. The Stoic mindset. When Marcus Aurelius wrote his Meditations, he wasn't writing for fame. He was writing to himself, a reminder to endure, to love, to remain good in a broken world. Maybe that's what you need to do too. Write your own philosophy. Decide today that every challenge will be fuel, not fire. Because the Stoic mindset isn't about avoiding pain. It's about alchemizing it, turning every obstacle into an opportunity, every scar into strength. So the next time life knocks you down, remember this: you are not being punished. You are being prepared.